We welcome you into our broadcast this evening from the Triton Center here on the campus of Notre Dame Academy. A big night for FRCC basketball. Basketball in the state of Wisconsin as a whole, as the De Pere Redbirds come in here to take on the Notre Dame Academy Tritons in both boys and girls basketball. First up, we've got boys basketball. I haven't even introduced myself yet. Hi, everyone. I'm Joey Bonadonna, as we are ready to introduce the starting lineups. First was the De Pere Redbirds. They run up a lineup, one of the best in the state. A senior guard, number 1, John Kinzinger. A sophomore guard, number 4, Zach Kinzinger. A senior guard, number 10, Hogan Domovsky. A junior forward, number 13, Will Hornseth, and a junior forward, number 32, Ben Willinghans. For the Tritons, they roll out a lineup of a 6'2 senior, number 1, Emmett Lawton, a 6' senior, number 2, Henry Weber, a 5'11 senior, number 12, Max Augustine, a 6'5 senior, number 14, Ethan Wall, a team, and a 6'3 sophomore, number 30, Adam Guyette. That is the lineup for head coach Brian Bobinski, facing off against Brian Winchester, his former colleague on the De Pere staff. So many storylines that we could be following this evening, and I'm sure we'll get to all of them during this matchup here in our first game of the doubleheader. It's Walla team and Hornseth taking the tip for Notre Dame and De Pere respectively. Both of them hit game-tying and eventually game-winning shots in the last matchup that was at De Pere. Notre Dame wins the tip, controlled by Emmett Lawton, and here come the Tritons. Henry Weber swings it down to Adam Guyette, who flips it to Lawton. A little bit of space here for Lawton. The atmosphere, you can already feel it in the air as that one is poked and tipped away by John Kinzinger, and I think we're going to have a jump ball early on to start. It'll be De Pere ball, but a nice heads-up play there by Henry Weber to get down and recover the loose ball. Let's see what De Pere does with their first possession of the night. Zach Kinzinger flips it onto his brother Johnny. Onto Hornseth, now Domovsky. Domovsky was looking down low for Johnny, now flips to Zach. John driving baseline, kicks to Hornseth. Hornseth swing over to Zach Kinzinger. Tight defense early on here from Notre Dame. Kinzinger kicks to the corner to Willinghans. Willinghans driving, puts up a hook shot, no good. Rebound by Walla team. Good defense from both sides on the first possession of the night. As here comes Emmett Lawton working against Zach Kinzinger. Kicks to the corner, Henry Weber. Walla team back to Lawton. Lawton driving, kicks to Walla team on the baseline, who finds Weber. Loose ball, here come the Redbirds. Now in transition, they slow it down a little bit, but now a quick pass to Zach Kinzinger, who double pumps and one. Zach Kinzinger puts it down, and we have our first basket of the night with 16:48 to go in the first half. Zach Kinzinger, the younger brother of John, number 1. And the free throw on the and one is good. 3-0 De Pere out of the gate. We'll get a chance to talk about all the players that are on this floor tonight. So much to follow, so much excitement on this game as Walla team misses his target in the corner. Max Augustine, ball will go out of bounds. De Pere basketball. Johnny Kinzinger running the point here for the Redbirds. Gets a screen there from Hornseth. He goes right to the rack and finishes 5-0. Kinzinger's over Notre Dame. Zach with 3, Johnny with 2. John Kinzinger, the Illinois State commit. Guyette in the corner. Trying to find anyone to pass it to. Gets it to Lawton, who is guarded tightly by the 6'8", Will Hornseth. Lawton flips onto Walla team. Down low for Weber is out of bounds. Early on here for Notre Dame, no shot has gone up. 3 turnovers. Gonna have to tighten those up if you want a chance to take down the #1 team in the state in the De Pere Redbirds. John flips to Zach, now back to willing hands in the corner. Hogan Domovsky is stolen here by Emmett Lawton, and a foul against Domovsky. A blocking foul, our first foul of the night, our second foul of the night, first against De Pere, goes against number 10, Hogan Domovsky. Weber working against John, works behind the back, now flips on to Lawton, who works against Zach Kinzinger. Trying to slow it down here, trying to find a shot as Lawton pulls up for three. That one off the mark, and it will go out of bounds. First shot of the night for the Tritons. Lawton, normally with the green light on those, pulled up from deep, just wasn't able to connect. Tritons still with a goose egg on the scoreboard. Hornseth flips on to Zach Kinzinger, pulls up from the elbow, knocks it down. 7-0 early on out of the gate. Timeout by Brian Bobinski. Last time these two matched up was at De Pere High School, which was eventually the conference title was on the line in that one, as Will Hornseth ended up putting up a full court pass from Gabe Herman, hauled it in, put it in for two, and the Redbirds came away with the win and the conference title. Bad blood between these two programs, two schools. On the court, off the court, many are friends. When it comes to on the field, on the court, on the ice, and anything, De Pere versus Notre Dame, it is going to be a tight contest and one that either side wants to win very badly. Augustine will inbound it to Weber. Weber's going to work out of a press. He gets picked up by Domovsky, and a second foul going against Domovsky. And the aforementioned Gabe Herman is going to check in off the bench for Domovsky, who has 2 fouls. Herman sporting a knee brace. As there's a steal by Zach, tipped by Henry Weber, and here comes Emmett Lawton on the fast break. Here he goes, and he finishes for 2. Emmett Lawton with the first bucket of the night for Notre Dame. I'm sure if Notre Dame wants to stick in, they're going to have to get a few of those from Emmett tonight. Gabe Herman, last time here at Notre Dame, hit 5 threes in a close win. Johnny no good from the elbow. Ethan Wallateam hauls in the rebound. Lawton running it up slowly, now picks it up to meet Zach Kinzinger at the three-point line. Kicks to Weber. Weber finds Wallateam on the outside, trying to find something to go inside, but this height of this De Pere lineup, Notre Dame's going to have to find a way around it. Guyette onto Wallateam. Wallateam will reset. Now finds Henry Weber. Weber fumbling with it a little bit. Kinzinger with the active hands, but Weber turns on the Jets, can't make the layup. 7-2 De Pere early on here in the contest, just under 14 minutes to go in the first half. Willing hands, kicks out to Herman. Herman now to Zach, back to John. John trying to find something. This Notre Dame defense, not too many easy looks early on in the contest. Zach Kinzinger fumbles with a little bit, recovers against Lawton. Kicks to Johnny, inside to Will Hornseth, working through a double team and a jump ball. Ethan Wallateam with a nice active hands gets the steal away from Hornseth, and it will be Notre Dame ball. Substitutions in for in for De Pere. Bryce Gregory, the sophomore, will check in, and as will number 24, Ethan Ramos. Weber running the one. Wallateam flips on to Augustine. Back to Lawton, now Weber. Movement on the perimeter, just trying to get a shot to go up for Notre Dame. Lawton to Wallateam, inside to Weber. Jump stop. Wallateam back with it again, trying to facilitate something here for Notre Dame. Lawton, step back, doesn't get a shot to go up. Wallateam turning against Hornseth, goes off the glass and in. Ethan Wallateam, a nice bag there against Will Hornseth, another D1 recruit on this De Pere roster. Kinziger lines up for three, can't haul it in. Wallateam hauls it in, and here come the Tritons with an opportunity to tie up the game with a three. Lawton on to Weber. Weber to Guyette in the corner. He gets caught in a trap, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ethan Ramos or Gabe Herman, one of the two there in the corner. Weber will inbound from the corner, and it will go to Ethan Wallateam. Both teams slow and methodical approach to this one. Not a lot of points on the board. Let's see how it shakes out. And there's a foul again against Emmett Lawton. That's going to be De Pere's third. Foul goes against Ethan Ramos. And Zach Kinziger will check back in for Gabe Herman. Weber inbounds to Lawton. Weber to Guyette, working against Ramos. Flips it on to Lawton. Lawton trying to find something. He's going to turn on the Jets, pull up from mid-range, can't knock it down, and a rebound hauled in by Price Gregory. Here come the Redbirds in transition. Johnny to Zach. Now to Gregory. Hornseth. Kinziger almost loses it out of bounds. Gregory driving, puts up the shot, and two shots coming after a foul. Going against Adam Guyette. That's his first, team second.
Foul number 30, Adam Guyette. His second, team second. Price Gregory on the line for the Redbirds, shooting two.
Gregory knocks down the first, 8-4. And the first man off the bench for Notre Dame is Andrew Rader, subbing in for Adam Guyette. The emergence of Andrew Rader going to be very important for Notre Dame in FRCC play. Have to find some depth in this lineup, and getting him on the floor and active will be a great start. Augustine working against Gregory, flips to Lawton. Down low, Rader goes up, no good. Rebound by Johnny Kinziger. Now here comes the fast break. Zach Kinziger working against Weber, and a nice layup and a finish there for Zach Kinziger. All but 2 points have been scored by Kinzigers this evening. Zach Kinziger with 7 of them. Lawton pulls up from 3, can't knock it down. Rebound by Price Gregory. Zach Kinziger, step back 3, knocks it down. Cold-blooded Zach Kinziger. 14-4, De Pere with the lead. Notre Dame's got to put some buckets up if they want a chance to hang in here a little while longer. Rader against Willinghans. Rader driving, spinning, trying to find something. No one's open, but he finds Ethan Wallateam against Ramos. Good matchup for Wallateam if he's able to drive. Rader to Lawton, trying to find something off the screen. He works himself into a double. Rader work against Johnny Kinziger, knocks it down with the left. 14-6. There's the bucket Notre Dame needs. Johnny flips it on to Price Gregory for 3. That one long, rebounded by Henry Weber. Couple of 7-0 runs for the Redbirds to start this game. Notre Dame has responded with 4 unanswered in return to both of them. Weber against Kinziger. Loses it, has to flip on to Lawton. Lawton trying to run the offense. He gets poked by Zach Kinziger. Lawton driving, tries to step back, kicks to Rader. He looked like he was going to take a 3. Now he goes up, the foul, and it'll go up 2 shots, I believe, coming for Andrew Rader. 4th foul against DePere, the 1st against Ben Willinghams, and Andrew Rader going to the free throw line, trying to knock both of them down. The first is good, 14-7. Rader with 3 points, which leads the Tritons currently. Rader good on the second, knocks down both with a raucous DePere student section right in his left ear. Zach Kinziger flips on to Hogan Domovsky, who's working with 2 fouls. Herman on to Zach. Hornseth trying to come open, but here comes Herman. Down the lane, goes up, no good, no whistle. Offensive rebound, no good. Rebound by Andrew Rader. Good defense here from Notre Dame. Can't allow easy looks, and they haven't done it too much in this game. When DePere gets them, they have been converting on almost all of them. Rader against, now flips to Augustine, now Lawton. Lawton on to Rader, trying to drive, but opting to work a little bit more on the perimeter. Augustine in the corner, pulls up for 3. It's going to be a travel. The shot went in, but a travel against Max Augustine. Brian Bobinski looking for an explanation, but they do not get it. 14-8 remains our score. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half here from Notre Dame Academy. A long night of basketball ahead of us. Surely going to be a couple of fun matchups here. Willinghams. And going to be another travel going the other way. Augustine will inbound to Weber. A little bit of press here from Hogan Domovsky. Crosses over to the right, steps back, flips on to Lawton. Now all a team. Tritons have been working a lot on the perimeter, trying to get shots up. Lawton hasn't connected from 3 yet. He only has 2 points on the board so far. And a steal. Pass up ahead to Hogan Domovsky. Goes up with the right and finishes. Lawton was trying to hit Ethan Wallateam in the corner. Wallateam was open, but a little bit too much loft underneath it. And DePere was able to take advantage. Augustine in the corner for 3. Good! Max Augustine cuts it down to a 5-point game at 16-11. Herman inside of Domovsky. Hornseth lines it up for 3. That's good. Will Hornseth knocks it down, 19-11. He's got his first bucket of the night, 3 points. Lawton working against Zach Kinziger. Stolen up in the air. Oh, collision in midair. It's going to stay Notre Dame ball. The DePere bench is senseless at that one. Wanted potentially a foul, but they do not get one. Domovsky will head to the bench. Augustine will inbound to Henry Weber, and Johnny Kinziger tightly guarding him. He's going to have to get it past the half-court line very quickly. He does so. Goes behind the back, jump stop. Weber can't get it to finish. Rebound Will Hornseth. Here come the Redbirds. 19-11 they lead. Kinziger kicks to his brother Zach. Now goes up off the glass, gets it to fall. 21-11. Notre Dame claws back a few times, but Pere putting up buckets with ease in transition against Notre Dame. Lawton crosses over, kicks to Rader in the corner. He'll pull up for three. Good, Andrew Rader! 21-14. Notre Dame refuses to go away. Andrew Rader with 7 points. Hornseth kicks to Herman. Herman driving, kicks the corner. Willinghands for three. It's good. Tritons and Redbirds are trading blows. Tritons just can't get a run going against the #1 ranked Redbirds. Lawton. No dice driving against Zach Kinziger. Now he meets both of them from the elbow. Lawton can't get it to fall. Rebound Johnny Kinziger. Kinziger feeds Willinghands against Rader off the glass. No good. Rebound and no whistle. It was last touched by Kinziger. Rader might have had a little touch on Willinghands on that second attempt. No whistle blown. Notre Dame still in possession of the basketball. 24-14, just about 4 minutes to go. Notre Dame gonna have to go on a little bit of a run here. They want to stick in this game going into the second half. Augustine to Rader. Rader driving. We're against Willinghands. Finds a little bit of space, but a little short on that shot. Redbirds picking up speed, but a timeout called by Brian Winchester. We'll take a timeout for the first time tonight. 24-14. The Redbirds have the lead over Notre Dame. Let's see how Notre Dame responds. Under 4 minutes to go. You're watching Notre Dame basketball on Triton Sports Network here on YouTube. Back from the Triton Center, Redbirds with a 10-point advantage, 24-14 over the home team, Notre Dame Academy Tritons. First of two matchups, as here comes down low to Hornseth. Hornseth loses it. Lawton didn't have his eye on the ball and stays with Pere. Kinziger works himself into the lane and a foul. Foul's going to go against Ethan Wall, a team. That's going to be his first, team's third. As I mentioned before, this is the first of two games this evening here at the Triton Center. John Kinziger knocks down the first. Illinois State commit. He'll be heading to Normal, Illinois next year to face off to play with the Redbirds. Redbirds have a nice little pipeline here in the Green Bay area in a lot of sports. Weber to the rack, he finishes. 26-16. Johnny Kinziger only with 4 points tonight, as here comes, knocks it. No, he does not knock it down. Ethan Ramos gets the rebound. Johnny driving, kicks to the corner, three-point shot on the way, and it is just long. Hauled in by Johnny. That shot was put up by Caleb Deach. Zach kicks to Ramos. Zach Kinziger working against Lawton, driving with the left. Hornseth on to Zach Kinziger. Pulls up from three. That one just short. Rebound by Ethan Wall, a team. 26-16 our score with just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Notre Dame likely wants to cut into this one as they go into the halftime break. Let's see what they do. Weber goes up and one. Henry Weber absorbs the contact, gets the layup to fall. And he'll go to the free throw line to try and convert. It is good, 26-19. Tritons keep chipping away. Can they hold on a little while longer? John on to Zach, now Hornseth. Zach finds Johnny driving, pulls up from mid-range, cannot knock it down. Rebound, Andrew Rader. Johnny Kinziger having a little bit of a tough game on the offensive end. Only 4 points so far. We'll see how he responds in the last 2 minutes of the first half and the rest of the game. Lawton to Weber. He looked to fire for a second, pulls it back down, looks to recoup. Rader to Lawton. Lawton sidestepping a little bit, now driving baseline, goes up through contact, no good, but a putback layup by Ethan Wall, a team. 26-21, Tritons now within 5. Kinziger to Kinziger, now Willinghands, kicks to the corner with Deach. Caleb Deach pulls up from three, long, rebound by Henry Weber. Brian Bobinski telling his squad to slow it down a little bit. Down low to Wall, a team just a little low. And a turnover as we hit the 1 minute mark. Deach will go out, missed his one shot. Johnny Kinziger flips onto his brother Zach. Now on to Hornseth. Herman. John could not find a cut, and it's stolen here by Lawton as Hornseth was trying to force it inside. Bobo calling for one shot, under 40 seconds to go. Lawton against Zach. Lawton driving, now resets onto Weber. Tight defense from the Kinzigers. Weber steps through the two-man trap. Rader in the corner, dumps it to Augustine. No foul. Here come the Redbirds now with one shot. Under 10 seconds to go. Augustine screened by Hornseth, and a foul with just under 5 seconds to go. First foul against Max Augustine. It's only the team's fourth. So if anything, this just resets for an inbound here on the baseline. Inbound to Zach. Now Herman. Down low to Hornseth, looking for another buzzer beater. He won't get it. Andrew Rader with incredible defense on that play. And we'll head to halftime. This one is close. 26-21. We're going to have a fantastic finish in store. 18 minutes in, 18 minutes to go. We'll be right back for the second half of our first game of our doubleheader here on Trade Sports Network here on YouTube. We welcome you back to our broadcast. Halftime here at the Triton Center. 2 minutes to go until we're ready to go for the second half. Teams all back out on the floor. Getting some shots up. Some word here. Don't know if it's officially official, but Johnny Kinziger only needed 3 more points to become the all-time leading scorer in De Pere boys basketball history. We'll see if that comes in the second half. Only had 4 in the first half, but all it takes is 1 shot, and he is the all-time leading scorer in De Pere boys basketball history. As we get ready to start the second half, just under 90 seconds to go, Notre Dame did a good job down the stretch of holding De Pere from getting easy buckets. Andrew Rader came on, was fantastic defensively, as he's been in his limited minutes so far this season. A couple of unforced errors as Hornseth was picked off a few times, trying to go down low to John Kinziger a few times. As we're now under 45 seconds to go. Leading scorers for both sides, Andrew Rader with 7 for Notre Dame, and Zach Kinziger for De Pere on the other side. It's getting a little quieter. Now I can hear myself talk a little bit. But you could definitely feel the energy in the air. Hopefully it sticks around here for the girls basketball game coming up in just right after this one gets finished. We'll again have both games for you. On the floor for De Pere, John Kinziger, Hogan Domovsky, Will Hornseth, Ben Willinghans, and Zach Kinziger. And for Notre Dame, it's the usual starters of Lawton, Augustine, Wallateam, Guyette, and Weber. And very quickly, Kinziger high up off the glass, gets it to go. That is Zach Kinziger. He opens up the scoring 28-21. Guyette against Willinghans, gets it stripped. Here come the Redbirds in transition. Johnny Kinziger goes up with a reverse layup, gets it to fall. I believe that ties him for the all-time record at De Pere. Very quickly, a 4-0 run for De Pere. How will Notre Dame respond? Lawton goes up and is blocked. Hornseth finds Johnny Kinziger. Kicks, Willinghans. Zach Kinziger for 3, good. Zach Kinziger now up to 14 points. Check that, 17. And another 7-0 run here for the Redbirds. A 30-second timeout called here by Notre Dame. And 33-21 is our score from Notre Dame. Tell you folks, this is going to be a long night of talking. If I could sponsor any type of water, I would do it right now. Inbound goes to Ethan Wallateam, and Henry Weber will run the point. Wallateam trying to ward off a screen as the ball now in Emmett Lawton's hands. Kicks the corner to Guyette. Foul. Count it. And one, Adam Guyette. They cut into the score a little bit, 33-23.
His second, team's first in the second half. Guyette on the line for the Tritons, shooting at the and one.
Guyette's first bucket of the night. And the free throw is off the mark, so it stays at a 10-point game. John down low to Ben Willinghands, almost gets it stripped, but a foul. Lawton, I believe, was looking for a jump ball, does not get it. They call it on the arm, and 2 free throws coming up here for Ben Willinghands, who has 3 points. Good on the first from Willinghands, 34-23. Second free throw also good, 35-23. 5 points for Ben Willinghands, and Pere has turned it on a little bit here in the second half. Can Notre Dame respond? Guyette to Lawton, still only has 2 points in the game. Augustine back to Lawton. Lawton, Guyette in the corner, driving baseline, is fouled, and 2 shots coming up for Adam Guyette. Foul's gonna go against Willinghands. That'll be his 3rd. So something to keep an eye on Ben Willinghands, and I think Coach Winchester is gonna go to the bench, and Gabe Herman will come in after this first free throw from Guyette. Guyette, no good, just slightly long. Willinghands will head to the bench for Gabe Herman. Herman suffered a knee injury during the football season. He was the starting quarterback for the squad. There is going to be a stoppage here as Guyette, the free throw shooter, has a little bit of a bloody nose, and there's going to be a quick timeout to clean that up. We'll step aside from here at the Triton Center, 35-23, with just over 16 minutes to go in the second half. You're watching Notre Dame basketball on Triton Sports Network here on YouTube. Andrew Rader is going to check in for Guyette, and he's going to shoot the free throw. And it is good. So cuts the lead down to 11. Johnny Kinziger is fouled, and he's going to will not go to the line. That'll be the only second foul against Notre Dame, the second against Ethan Wallateen.
His second, team second.
Kinziger will inbound to Domovsky. Domovsky down low to Herman, working against Rader. Rader goes up, is fouled, I believe, by Lawton. It is against Emmett Lawton, his second. Lawton came in to strip as the shot went up. And good. 36-24. Redbirds are in front, pulling away a little bit here in the second half. Second one is also good, 37-24. Weber turning on the Jets a little bit, flips it to Andrew Rader. Got doubled a little bit by Hornseth. and Kinzinger. Augustine to Weber. Flipped on to Lawton, who's working against Zach Kinzinger. Augustine comes open, tipped a little bit, still loose on the ground. Here come the Redbirds in transition. Lawton went down, no foul. Hornseth goes up and finishes 39-24. Lawton drew a little bit of contact from one of the trailing Redbirds. Eyes were not on that part of the play, and no foul was called. Lawton to Rader. Weber back to Rader. Augustine working against Domovsky. Weber driving, trying to find space. Goes up with the left and cannot finish. Henry Weber has 5 points, but he's missed a lot of those shots down low. And a foul on the ground. It's going to go against Emmett Lawton, his third. And danger here for Notre Dame as their guy who usually knocks down the big shots picks up his third foul. Can he regain his composure? Kinzinger pulls up, cannot knock it down, and hauled in by Andrew Rader. Weber running the point. Lawton trying to find something, just not a lot of easy looks for Notre Dame so far in the contest. Augustine kicks to Lawton. Now Augustine in the corner, back to Lawton. No shot has gone up yet. Can Notre Dame find a good look? Pulls up. Lawton is short off the left iron. Redbirds speeding it up again. Hornseth pulls up from the elbow, knocks it down, 41-24. Got to look out for Will Hornseth on those mid-range jumpers. Any timeout called here by Notre Dame. 41-24, Notre Dame in a little bit of a rut here. It looked like they were starting to get themselves back into it, but DePere started to pull away. We're going to step aside. Full timeout here from Notre Dame, as we'll be right back with more Triton basketball here on YouTube. Back from the Triton Center, 41-24, DePere with the lead here in our boys segment of the doubleheader. Lawton in a double as Weber will inbound it here to Guyette. Weber crosses over, spinning in the lane. Kicks out to Guyette. Check back in at the last timeout. Pass to Rader, who is able to re-corral it in. Rader working against Hornseth. Off the glass, cannot finish. Was halfway down, but he couldn't knock it down. Lawton picks it up. Nice steal there for number 1 in white. Walla team. Down low to Rader. Hook shot, good. Andrew Rader up to 10 points offensively for Notre Dame. He's done a very good job down low against Will Hornseth. Will Hornseth in return scores on a nice layup, 43-26, working against Ethan Wallateam. Lawton trying to find anything to go, but just not a lot working for him. Lawton to Rader is fouled. It's going to go against Price Gregory. Only his first, team's fourth, and Andrew Rader to the free throw line to try and get two shots.
Price Gregory, his first, team's third. Andrew Rader on the line shooting 2.
Good on the free throw.
Ben Willinghams checking in for here.
And Will Hornseth heads to the bench. Willinghams will check in for him. Rader perfect from the stripe on that trip. He has up to 12, which I believe is a career high for him. Gregory looked to pull, but pulls it back down. Pere running their offense. Herman to Kinziger. Gregory for 3, off the mark, and Rader tips it to Wallateam, who corrals the rebound. Stops coming here for Notre Dame's defense. Can they get the buckets on the other end? Lawton to Wallateam, looking to drive, kicks the guy out in the corner for 3, is short, and Willinghams hauls in the rebound. Not getting too many looks better than that. And a foul against Weber. Notre Dame's 5th.
Notre Dame foul number 2, Henry Weber.
The first against Weber. Zach Kinziger will head to the bench.
Hogan Domofsky, Ethan Ramos checking in for Pere.
As will Gabe Herman. Ramos and Domofsky check in. Kinziger pulls up, knocks it down. And that is a new all-time career high in Pere High School basketball. A nice moment here for John Kinziger. And it'll be a quick 30-second timeout to recognize John. Overtakes former Badger Brevin Pritzel. Do not have the number on hand, but Johnny Kinziger, what a career it's been for him, and still a lot of time in this season for him to make a little bit more magic for these Pere Redbirds. Ethan Wallateam kicks to Weber. Jab steps a little bit. Guyette goes up, is fouled, and one. 45-30 is our score as we update the scoreboard here. Just under 11 minutes to go in regulation. Guyette to shoot the and one. Struggled from the line so far tonight, but he knocks that one down, 45-31. Johnny Kinziger now with the scoring monkey off of his back. Now looks to run the offense. Willinghams has an open shot. Jab steps, now drives, and misses the pass on the baseline for John Kinziger. Hornseth will check back in, but Notre Dame with a big turnover. Down by 14. Can they get a run going here and try and get back in this one with still 10 minutes to go? Weber worked into a double, trying to pick up the ball and get a pass off. Lawton to Wallateam. Lawton for a three, misses, and rebound by Wallateam. Can't put it back up, but a foul. Andrew Rader got the offensive rebound. It's going to stay on Notre Dame's side of the court. Foul goes against Kinzinger, his first. And it's the 5th against DePere. Zach Kinzinger will check in, as will Colin Wicker. Again, height on this DePere roster. You find it all up and down the rotation. Lawton drops to a knee, feeds to Wallateam, who goes to the rack and finishes. 45-33, Notre Dame getting a few buckets here. Domovsky working against Lawton, both working with 3 fouls. Willing hands against Rader, turning, feeds to Hornseth. Hornseth is fouled. It goes against Wallateam, his third. Hornseth shooting 2 free throws, and the first is good. Brings it back up to 46-33. Second one rattles out. Only 1 for 2 from the free throw line that time. Guyette turning on the Jets. Working baseline, blocked by Willinghands, but he gets his own rebound. Lawton pulls up, cannot knock it down. Has really struggled from the field in this ball game so far, as Willinghands unable to get the reverse layup to fall. DePere missing a few of their shots. Notre Dame in turn has to be able to knock theirs down on the other end. Weber to Wallateam. Lawton pulls up from 3, just cannot get the lid off the basket. Kenemet Lawton still stuck at 2 points. Averages about 20 points a contest. His last time out against Edgewood, he just dropped 20. Domovsky to Hornseth, feeds inside, Wicker gets it to finish. 48-33, back to a 15-point lead for DePere. Wallateam driving on Hornseth, kicks to Guyette. Can shoot the 3, but opts to continue to run slowly, and a foul against Willinghands. It's his 4th. And Rader was contacted a little bit. Willinghands disagreed with it, but won't change the call on the floor. 6 fouls apiece for both sides. And we are closing in on the bonus for both sides. Lawton will inbound to Augustine. Down low to Rader. Going to work against Hornseth. Goes up high off the glass, can't get it to fall. Got a pretty good look at that one, but was unable to control it a little bit. Kinzinger driving baseline, blocked, but a foul. The foul is going to go against Augustine. A great attempt at the ball by Andrew Rader. But once again, the trailing foul going against Augustine, his 2nd. Kinzinger good on the free throw as Raider will come to the bench. It's been a very good performance for Andrew in this game so far. Leading scorer on Notre Dame's side of things with 12. Meanwhile, the leading scorer for De Pere, Zach Kinzinger, with 19 after that last made free throw. Walla team feeds to Augustine and misses the rim. Here comes Will Hornseth, throws it down. And now maybe that might be the dagger. 19-point lead for the visiting Redbird boys. Guyette driving baseline. Walla team, Augustine. Now Weber and a foul going against Johnny Kinzinger, his second. Domovsky checks in for Wicker. Henry Weber is going to shoot 1 and 1 as both sides are now in the bonus as Weber gets it to fall, 52-34. Second is also good. Cuts it back down to 17, but going to require a comeback of epic proportions for Notre Dame to stay in. A Kinzinger long. Gabe Herman hauls in the rebound as he works against Guyette. Cannot let De Pere get those second chance looks as there goes Hogan Domovsky against Walla team. 54-35. Just about 6 minutes to go. Guyette tightly guarded, spinning. Goes with the layup, no good, but a nice putback once again from Ethan Wall, a team. He's converted on a few of those tonight. He's up to 8, 54-37. Hornseth pulls up, cannot knock it down. Walla team's gonna get the rebound, but a foul on the ground. It goes against Adam Guyette, his third, team's 8th. And Raiders gonna come in for Guyette, sophomore for sophomore.
Checking in for Notre Dame, 23, Andrew Raider. Gabe Herman on the line for the Redbirds, shooting the bonus.
Gabe Herman at the free throw line. Good on the first. Second free throw also good, 56-37. Ben Willinghans will check in for Herman. Notre Dame going into the half had a little bit of momentum, but it's really been all De Pere since that. Winning the second half by 14 points. Walla team flips on to Lawton, gets it stripped. Here comes John Kinzinger in transition, have a few numbers, but Johnny Kinzinger finishes over Ethan Wall, a team. And the Redbirds closing in on that 60 mark. Loose ball. No one dove after it. It went out of bounds. It'll stay De Pere basketball. The team that scores 61st in Notre Dame contests, undefeated. It is the number to look for. As that one goes out of bounds, stays De Pere's ball. The way Notre Dame was going to stay in this one was prevent looks in transition and easy looks at the bucket. That's kind of how De Pere's gotten it to go. As there it is, another nice finish by John Kinziger. He now is up to 10. As a foul here against Zach. There's that 60 point that De Pere just hit. Correction, Johnny is up to 12 points. Free throw is good from Lawton. 3 points now for Lawton. On nights when Lawton just can't find his stroke from the field, those are the nights that Notre Dame has struggled this season in what likely is going to be their third loss of the campaign. Kinziger cannot knock it down. Rader with a nice rebound. Here come the Tritons in transition. Weber driving, goes up the left block by Johnny Kinziger. Excuse me, that was Zach Kinziger. They look so much alike. But the sophomore, Zach Kinziger, who likely, just like his brother, is going to receive many D1 looks with a very athletic play. Rader gets blocked from behind. It'll stay Notre Dame ball. Willinghans and John were in there on that one. Lawton fouled, and we'll get the 1 and 1. It is Domovsky's third. Lawton back to the line to try to get 5 and 6. He is good on the first. Next foul from De Pere will put Notre Dame in the double bonus. Good on the second, and now Emmett Lawton is up to 6 points. But once again, well below his average numbers. As there goes Zach Kinziger. Looked like he was going to be going up in the air with Wallateam. The Wallateam pulled back at the last minute. Tritons now on offense, down 62-41. Lawton pulls up for 3. It is long. Still yet to get a shot to fall from 3. As Domovsky pulls for 3 is long. 3's just not falling across the board tonight. A few on De Pere's side, but not much to speak for Notre Dame. Rader working against Hornseth. Flips to Wallateam. Now back down to Rader. Bullying his way inside. Cannot get it to fall. It is blocked by Hornseth in transition. Pass back. No one was there. Zach saves it. Kicks it to Johnny. Now Zach for 3. That one is good. Zach Kinziger. What a special player we're watching. He's up to 24. With the 2 Kinzigers and Hornseth, not many teams in the state, as we've seen so far this season, are going to be able to go stride for stride with the Redbirds this season. As Domovsky back in transition gets it to fall as we are at the 2-minute mark. Subs are at the table for both sides, likely seeing a line change. The next dead ball, here comes Johnny Kinzinger, who will easily lay it in. 69-41, and we're having a substitution timeout. Under 2 minutes to go, 1:47 to go. And this one is over.
For Notre Dame, number 3, Sam Gard. Number 5, Elliott.
Still have a little bit more basketball to be played tonight, as the defending FRCC champions on the girls' side of things will be squaring off against each other. Excuse me. Number 1 and number 2 will be squaring off against each other just a few minutes after this one wraps up here.
Also checking in for the Pere, number 35, Zach Kane.
Braden Davis checks in. Charles May checks in. Stanley Smith checks in. Elliot Bordini checks in. And Sam Gard checks in. Bordini to May. To Smith, and an offensive foul. De Pere, they check in Noah Fisher, James Dorchester, Zach Kane, Trey Ploss, and I can't quite find the other number on the floor as Dorchester knocks it down as the lead is now up to 30. 1 minute to go. May to Smith. Bordini is stripped. Stanley Smith on the ground, trying to find someone to pass it to. He gets it to Davis. Davis to Gard for 3. Cannot get it to fall. And a foul, no travel. So it'll stay with Notre Dame. And Kieran McClanahan will check in for Braden Davis. Folks in the student section definitely want to see a Sam Gard shot go up here, but Bordini with it. Now Gard driving, goes up and is fouled. Foul's going to go against James Dorchester. It is the 10th against De Pere. Gard no good on the first. Can he get the second to fall and get a point on the night? No good on the second. And hauled in, lost. It's going to stay with Notre Dame. Still another chance. No matter what the score is, bench mob time is always the best time. Everyone on their toes. Who is going to score? Smith flips on to May. He'll drive down the lane, and a nice left-handed finish for Charles May, 71-43. Carson Kulo is the other man checked in for De Pere, as it's going to be a over and back. Notre Dame's going to get one last shot if they do decide to take it. Inbound to Smith. Gard is stripped by Kulo. And here comes Kulo down the other end, and that'll do it. 73-43, the final score for the boys matchup of the doubleheader this evening. And we'll be right back for our girls coverage with Dom D'Angelo. Right after this, you're watching Notre Dame basketball on Triton Sports Network here on YouTube. All right, we welcome you back to the girls portion of our doubleheader. Joining me in the booth is Dom D'Angelo. Apparently some around school have dubbed him the new Joey. He's just Dom.
It goes to show your legacy still reigns around here.
Hey, we move forward in the Dom D'Angelo era as he's going to be taking over play-by-play tonight for the girls portion. Starting lineups are being introduced. We'll go through them first for the visiting De Pere Redbirds. A junior guard, number 3, Kaylee Anderson. A sophomore guard, number 5, Jaden Seselchek. A sophomore guard forward, number 22, Egan Borowski. A junior forward center, number 24, Sophie Hafman. And a junior guard forward, number 30, Annika Dugensky. Lights going out here in the Triton Center. Getting accustomed to it. Now onto the Notre Dame side. Starting lineups for the number 1 ranked in Division II Notre Dame Academy Tritons. A senior number 1, Hope Barrington. A junior, Trista Theta. A junior, number 11, Sydney Whitehouse. A sophomore, number 20, Peyton Musial. And a junior, number 24, Gracie Gresh. Those are the lineups for head coach Sarah Rohde, the future Hall of Famer. But we're basically ready to go. Pomp and circumstance almost coming to an end here. I was reading off the wrong starter. It's Peyton Musial. So we're going to run through that again. Barrington, Theta, Whitehouse, Musial, Gresh. Those are the lineups for Notre Dame. De Pere last year went to state as the 4 seed, losing a lot of their starting lineup, including Jordan Melmans, who is playing Division I at Butler. Also losing one of their best players returning, Claire Bjorgi, to a torn ACL this summer. She is on the bench, still donning her number 13 jersey. She is as part of this team as she would be even if she were playing, as she is on the sideline supporting her teammates. It's number 1, number 2 in the FRCC. This time from the girls' side from last season. We'll swing it over to Dom.
And we're underway. Theta with the ball up top. This is how they like to start things off. Whitehouse in the corner. Up top, Barrington. They'll swing it around. Always interested to see the opening matchups. Who's guarding who. Always key in these big rivalry games. The place is as packed as I can remember for a girls' varsity game. As that three-pointer's put up and good by Gresh.
Gracie Gresh. We're going to love to have her in Madison in a few years.
They bring the press look as they often do. Joey obviously goes to Madison, so very pleased with that commit. Gracie Gresh, he's closing in on 1,000 points in the girls basketball leading scorers all time.
Correction on starting lineups, it is Allie Wetstein instead of Jaden Seselchek.
So we'll get that fixed for you. De Pere swinging it around. And the ball's taken away from Borowski. And Notre Dame will have it early, 3-0 lead. They look to go to Gresh in the post. They get it down to her, watched by Hafman. They swing it. Here's Barrington for 3. Got it. Back-to-back threes for Notre Dame. On their first 2 possessions, they lead at 6-0.
And Notre Dame, they like to get up quick shots, stifle you with their defense, keep you off the board for as long as possible.
2 quick threes to start this one. Here's number 30, Annika Dugensky. Notre Dame is not letting anything inside. As Dugensky has it again, watched by Gresh. That'll be a good matchup to watch throughout the night. Here's a three-pointer put up from the corner. A high arcer that is rebounded by Musial. That was Dugenski throwing it up. They go with the outlet pass. Barrington had it stripped, but a foul.
We talked about in the boys game how De Pere brimming with D1 talent. Same thing for this Notre Dame girls squad. Feta, a Division I Illinois State commit. Gresh, Division I Wisconsin commit. Musial with several Division I offers.
First free throw from Barrington is good. Get her on the scoreboard once again. She's already up to 3 points on that first three that she hit. Second free throw is a little bit strong, and it's rebounded by Borowski, and here comes De Pere. Kaylee Anderson running the point, watched by Feta. A good point guard matchup. And a takeaway. Gresh thought about it, didn't pull the trigger on that three. They go into Feta in the post. They like to post up their guards every now and then, and a jump ball is called. Sophie Hafman got her hand in there, and it'll be De Pere basketball.
Jump ball. Possession favors the Redbirds.
Hafman made that last stop, averaging 11.5 in regular games and 14.5 in conference play. So their main score is definitely number 24. Anderson had it stripped by Feta. Goes inside with the left and scores.
I've said this over my time broadcasting high school basketball. The best defender I've seen, boys or girls, Trista Feta, turning defense and offense on that one.
She's definitely got to be up there with the ones that I've seen as well in my short time here. She is terrific, got quick hands. Here's a drive inside and a foul. That was Borowski going within the trees there, trying to get in the lane. Foul's going to go against number 11, Sydney Whitehouse. That's her first foul. De Pere will have it under Notre Dame's basket, trailing 9-0. Try to get it into Hafman, and it'll stay De Pere basketball. Say Gresh tipped it.
Nice active hands there regardless from Gresh. Not able to let De Pere get a little too comfortable on this end of the floor.
Trying to set something up. They go into, that was Borowski. Now they swing it back out. Here's Borowski for three. Bit strong, rebound tipped. Comes out to Anderson, and Borowski has it again. Watched closely by Whitehouse. Some good ball pressure here. Anderson now has it up top. Keep running this back screen with Borowski. Definitely like her. Here is Hafman inside, and she banks it high off the window for the first two of the night for the Birds.
First points for De Pere. Let's see if the Redbirds can try and string a few together here.
Musial's got it, and now Feta. She'll tee it up for three. They are on fire. That's their third three-pointer already, and this one comes from the Illinois State commit, Trista Feta.
12-2, Notre Dame in full control this one so far. Can they continue? Here's Whitehouse.
On the steal, Musial couldn't quite handle it. Anderson comes up with it. Now she's stuck and double teamed, and a timeout is called by Jeremy Boiler.
A 30-second timeout. Sydney Whitehouse got a little bit too fast on that feed to Musial, but still continuing. Everyone on the floor for Notre Dame, active hands, gets stops, gets steals, gets blocks. It's very difficult to even get onto the other end of the floor against this Notre Dame defense.
Their ball pressure is maybe the best I've ever seen up in person at any level, to be quite frank.
It's Coach Rohde's specialty. I mean, the way this team has operated for the last several years is through that press that Notre Dame fans have loved to see, and then opposing fans, they don't love it too much.
They come once again out of the timeout with the press look. Feta and Anderson, they've been dancing through the first several minutes of this game. They swing it over to Dugenski, back over to Anderson. Dugenski and Musial, that's another good matchup to watch. Sophomore and junior is a drive and a foul on the floor. And I believe that's going to go against Whitehouse, and if it does, and it is, that is her second already.
Team second. Coach Rohde will go to the bench, and she'll bring in Hannah Greisen.
DePere also going to the bench. Number 2, Abby Tassel just checked in. So DePere will have it. They've been in this position a lot. Haven't been able to capitalize most of these trips underneath the Notre Dame basket. There's a shot, no good by Wetstein, and Notre Dame will come the other way. Feda with a good catch. Gresh didn't like Greisen in the post, but she looked open there. Now she gets it in the post, and she'll go up and finish.
14-2. Again, this is how Notre Dame operates. It's the culture at this point. And currently dominating their FRCC rivals.
They've definitely put the squeeze on them early. Here's Hafman inside, kicks it out. Wetstein didn't want that three-pointer. Borowski fell down and she throws it away. Greisen's got it. Here comes Feda. Gresh is in the corner. Cross court all the way to Gresh. Rhythm 3, in and out. Musial couldn't quite grab it. And the Birds will come the other way. Tassel was able to secure it for DePere. Now they go inside. Hafman again, working that pivot foot. In and out on the floater attempt. Here comes Feda the other way. They love to push it in transition, and that's probably why. Another quick 2 for Feda.
And the other thing that Coach Rohde prides her squads on, it's the conditioning. This is how Notre Dame stays in games, even when it gets to March, down the stretch, when there are close matchups. They are able to get those transition buckets with ease.
Usual swatting at it, picks up the foul. They look like they're in March form already early in this game with 11:11 left. Kaya Waldrop will come in for the Tritons.
These Tritons haven't lost a conference game since, if we're counting playoffs, they lost to Pulaski in the playoffs back in March of 2020. But their last regular season loss was also to Pulaski in February of 2020.
It has been a dominant run without question for Sarah Rohde and this Notre Dame team. Dugenski and Chapman just checked in for the Birds at that last timeout. Barrington almost came up with a steal. Ball is tipped away from Tassel by Barrington. Now she drives on her. Kicks it to Anderson. Once again, her and Feda going at it. Feda got a hand on it.
One thing to note here, Gracie Gresh has now passed Sarah Hardwick for number 6 all-time in career points.
She has been a certified bucket getter ever since she's come to this Notre Dame squad. Only a junior, so she'll have at least one more year to try to break Allison LeClaire's record of 1,536, which that's a record that a lot of people thought would never be touched.
Correct, and Gracie Gresh, she comes in her freshman season, drops 348 total points, averages 12 a game. She backs that up her sophomore season, averaging 15.3, and this year she's averaging 17.1 through 8 games played. It's just been phenomenal for Gracie Gresh here in the Triton uniform.
Trying to fight for it. She comes up with the ball. See what the call on the floor is here.
I believe it is a jump ball there pointing to Notre Dame. No timeout was called.
Back in for the Pere, number 10, Allison Wetstein.
Wetstein checks back into the game.
And checking in for the Tritons, number 4.
And Paige DeMullen makes her first appearance for the Tritons. We are under the 10-minute mark in the Schneider Triton Center, a packed house. There's a near steal, but Barrington comes up with it. Here's DeMullen with the bright pink shoes, delivers a nice pass inside to Kaya Waldrop. The harm and the hoop for two. She'll have one more at the free throw line.
Kaya Waldrop, another player that Notre Dame just continues to churn out impressive freshmen. And this is going to be another player that I'm sure D1 coaches will be calling within the next couple of years.
She's already played some big minutes in her freshman campaign. That rebound was taken down by Wetstein. She's got it here, working on Feda. And she gets past her, Euro steps it in.
Allison Wetstein.
There's a nice pass in to Waldrop, just spoke about her, gets another two.
It's 4 points for Kyle Waldrop. That matches what DePere's put up. Almost everyone that scored for Notre Dame is matching or exceeding what DePere's put up on the scoreboard so far.
There's another near steal. They've been close to a lot more than they have already gotten so far. DePere looking for something. Tassel is stuck at the top. Anderson comes to get it. Now Tassel's got it again. Ball is ripped and stolen by Barrington. The outlet to Feda, great catch, and a foul. So she'll head back to the free throw line. It's already up to 7 points on the evening, with Notre Dame winning at 20-4.
Anderson, her first 13 foul. Trista Feda will shoot 2.
Well, Feda, of course, the Illinois State commit, has always put up huge numbers. She knocks down the free throw there, averaging 18.4 per game this year. She has been the orchestrator of this offense for this Notre Dame squad. Second free throw is off, and there's Waldrop getting her fingerprints all over this first half. They go into Greisen. Here's Feda driving, kicks it out. Waldrop didn't want it. DeMullen didn't want it. They'll keep swinging it around. Feda gets it back, tees it up for three.
Trista Feda again. She's up to 11 already in this first half. That three-point shot has really come along over her young career as she's now progressed to her role here as a junior.
Timeout is taken by DePere. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Notre Dame leads at 24-4. We'll actually stay right here and listen to the pep band over there.
It's a 30-second timeout. Yeah, early on, just like we've seen all season, Notre Dame dominance on the girls basketball side of things.
You know, we've spoken a lot this first half about Kaya Waldrop. How, if you're Coach Rohde, does that take a lot of pressure, maybe not taxing a lot of your starters, a lot of big minutes? Because she's not a starter yet in this Notre Dame rotation, but she has played some huge minutes, and you're seeing it here in this first half.
That's really what Notre Dame, it used to be, was it was their starting lineup, which was very talented over the years. But now, ever since the state championship back in the 2020 season, Notre Dame has really put together a solid lineup from top to bottom. And continuing to just build talent from the underclassmen years, as there's a basket there by Pere. But as I was saying, Notre Dame, they don't rebuild, they reload, has been the common saying ever since that first gold ball in lacrosse. Last year, losing Samuel Pitchka, losing Charlie Apple, losing Georgia Gregory, they reloaded. And this year, after losing Sarah Hardwick, they simply have plugged in Peyton Musial, Kyle Waldrop, as there's Sid Whitehouse. You look at next year, you're losing, I don't know the number of seniors, but you're losing one senior in your starting lineup. And here's a jump ball. You're losing one senior in your starting lineup. And after that, you can continue to plug away. You still have these juniors in your starting lineup, like Gresh, Feta, and Whitehouse.
It's got to be
Still
a coach's
early on.
dream. It's got to be a coach's dream to recruit this level of talent year after year and just plug them in, and they seemingly fit. All of them have. Here's a three-pointer put up and good. By Anderson.
Pere putting together quite a good run here. Considering Notre Dame's offense, or excuse me, considering Notre Dame's defense in the past several games, as here's Gresh.
DeMullen with the offensive rebound, goes up, can't finish. There's Waldrop again. She has been all over the boards in this first half, as we are now approaching the 5.5-minute mark. Pere looking for something. Here's a nice pass, but Hafman couldn't finish.
Just left it a little short there, and Notre Dame's going to clean that one up with ease.
Here's Musial. Going up, that's a tough shot, but she banks it home for her first two of the night.
30-9 is the score.
Musial's been a nice story as well. You talk about all the young players. She's averaging double digits this year, 10 points in the first half of the season. Here's a three-pointer put up. High archer, that's going to get a friendly Pere bounce. By Dugensky.
30-12, Pere, they're putting up some buckets.
Starting to feel maybe a bit more comfortable. It's a big road game. Tough atmosphere to play in always. When you have the state champs on your schedule. DeMullen is wide open. She'll tee it up for three. That one's a bit short, and Waldrop couldn't quite handle it.
Those are those freshman moments, but she's made quite a few big plays early on. She'll head to the bench, but a good start here for Kyle Waldrop.
Barrington, Feta, and Bryson just check back in for Notre Dame. As well as Wettstein for Pere. There's a jump ball.
It'll go to Notre Dame.
4:12 to go, first half. Dominic D'Angelo, Joey Bodadana with you on the second half of a doubleheader. It's been a fun night already here from the Triton Center. Atmosphere in here has been electric, as it was in the first of our two games this evening.
Glad to see the student section, especially Notre Dame's, stick around with the numbers.
There's a scoop and score by Gresh with a little English. She got it to spin home.
And that'll be 950 career points she slowly but steadily creeps her way up to 1,000. I'm sure we'll see that in the next couple of stretch of games.
Only needs 4 more for number 5 all time. So very, very realistic. She'll get that in this game. There's Hafman inside and gets it to spin home. They've gone to her several times in the post, and she's been able to capitalize on most of her opportunities. Barrington drives, kicks it out. Musial, that's a 3-pointer that's no good, and Hafman comes back for the rebound.
Early on, Notre Dame really on fire from 3. They've regressed a little bit towards the mean, but those are still shots you want to see taken. There's a nice defensive play once again by Trista Feda.
Pushing it, no one's gonna stop her, and she gets it to go. Triton crowd wanted a foul as well. But once again, you see Feda's speed attacking in the open court. She's up to 13 now. Not too far off her season average here in this first half. Hafman's got it, and the pass was tipped by Grayson.
Still, once again, active hands from Notre Dame. Grayson got her hand in the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds, forces Pere to reset.
Whitehouse is going to check in for Gresh, who will most likely have to wait for number 5 until the second half. There's a jump ball. Hafman and Grayson were battling for it. It'll be Pere ball underneath.
Again, right there, same thing. Not necessarily getting the turnover, but you also get the possession arrow in your favor. And once again, force Pere to reset. Don't let them find a rhythm.
Here's Hafman in the post. We've seen this a lot. She kicks it out. Here's Tassel, has it, working on Barrington. Tries to drive, showing off there. Tries to drive again. Good job by Barrington shuffling the feet defensively. They go back to Hafman. Tassel drives, had it knocked away, gets it back. Anderson, nice bounce pass into Tassel, and she finishes.
Pere doing a great job of scoring ever since that early run Notre Dame went on.
Definitely looks like they've settled into this game. Musial with a nice pass underneath, and that one way up, and looked like it may or may not have hit the top of the backboard. That was Whitehouse underneath. So we come up on the 1-minute mark in this first half. Feda and Grayson battling for it.
There it is, another jump ball. Hannah Grayson making a lot of hustle plays.
I mean, you've said it all night. Hustle plays, things that don't necessarily show up in the box score, but Notre Dame is getting to those loose balls and forcing a lot of jump balls. And as comfortable as Pere has looked maybe at the end of this first half, here's a 3-pointer. That's short. They've always kept him a little off balance. There's a foul. Wettstein had gotten her feet tangled up. Whitehouse.
And it's her 3rd foul, so we're going to see Gracie Gresh come in for her for the last 46 seconds of this first half.
You know what they say about fouls? You can't take them home with you, so may as well use them here. But definitely something to watch in the second half for Sydney Whitehouse. 3 first-half fouls. Pere has to get it in. The ball is tipped, and it'll stay. Pere ball. Feda got a hand on it. Ball's knocked away. Barrington, did she save it? Not quite. The official says she was on the baseline when she threw it off of Anderson. That's a great effort, though, made by Barrington. 41.7 left in the first half. They get it into Anderson. Barrington right on her. She gets past Barrington, pulls up, and A little bit short. Rebound to Greisen. And Triton's will slow it down.
Yeah, wondering if Notre Dame's going to try and take one last shot, and that's what Coach Rodi is signaling for.
A first half that started out as a dominated first couple of minutes by the Tritons, but DePere is not going to go quietly. They've gotten a nice string of couple of buckets here. Feta, stop and go, spins around. Can't quite bank it off the glass. Barrington is going to chuck it up. Won't go. There was actually a little bit more time on the clock than I think she realized.
That'll be one that they talk about on film, but it had a couple of good looks there, just weren't able to get them to fall. 34-16, the halftime score here from Notre Dame.
Notre Dame will head to the halftime dressing room with another halftime lead, and so will we. Dominic D'Angelo, Joey Buonadonna on a Tuesday night. It's been a packed house here from the Triton Center. You're listening to Notre Dame basketball on the Triton Sports Network here on YouTube.
welcome you back to the Triton Center. Triton's up 34-16 as we enter into the second half of play. Dom, what did you like in that first half for Notre Dame?
Definitely the pace that the Tritons were playing with, especially Trista Feta in the open court. 13 first half points, only missed 2 shots, 2 of 3 from downtown. Definitely something good to see out of her. And a lot of jump balls for us. We kept talking about it, the hustle plays for Notre Dame, and also something that Coach Rohde's got to like. Very low in the turnover category, only 1 turnover that first half.
Right, you are. Here we are on the Pierce side. Now, they showed a lot of fight after finding themselves down early in that hole. What do you hope to see from them in the second half?
I think they got to keep doing what they did to get them in this game, and that's Addie Chapman, or excuse me, Sophie Hafman in the post. She's had some good looks underneath there. She has been able to capitalize on a few of them. She's their leading scorer in this first half. And DePere, it's felt like in the second part of that first half, started to get in a rhythm a bit. And that's something that you got to be pleased to see if you're a Redbirds fan.
Well, presumably the rest of the FRCC is kind of up for grabs. Notre Dame in a firm control of that #1 spot. Potentially a team like Bayport, who they did not get to play against a few weeks ago with the storm that came through.
Yep.
That's another game that maybe Notre Dame's got to keep their eyes out for. There is definitely some talent on that Bayport side, but the rest of the conference really is up for grabs. And DePere being able to compete in games like this certainly bodes well for their games down the rest of the stretch. And everyone plays each other twice, so you never know what might happen at the date on the road at DePere. But let's see how they respond here in the second half.
And to your point, they got a big one. The Redbirds do coming up on Friday. They host Ashwaubenon. So that'll be a big test for them. Here's a drive inside and a quick start.
Yeah, it's not something that Coach Rohde, I'm sure, wants to see. I think she wanted to see her defense locked down a little bit, especially that lane. Too many easy looks for DePere.
And Allison Weststein, what a beautiful backdoor pass. Gracie Gresh, Sydney Whitehouse, get that 2 right back.
36-18, Gracie Gresh. Phenomenal passing. And here comes that press.
There's another steal. Musial's going to get an easy one, but she blew it. Gresh fighting underneath, fouled and 1.
And it's just, this team does a lot of cleanup for each other. When one makes a mistake, someone else on the floor is going to be there to help out. That's why this team finds success. So you go back to the game last year against Waupun that was played right here. Trista Feta missed what could have been the game-tying layup, but Sydney Whitehouse was there to rip it away from the Waupun rebounder, puts it right back up to score when sent the game to overtime.
There's
just
another
moments like that for Notre Dame have helped them win games over the years.
Absolutely. That was Feta with the steal, made a nice pass, and then Gresh cleaned it up. I'm going to say that ball was tipped, so it'll stay with DePere, and Anderson has it. Watched by Feta. These two have been going at it all night. Seen that crossover move a lot from Anderson. She's stuck at the top of the key as she finds Dugenski.
Gresh almost got a hand on that one. Watch her in the passing lanes on this possession.
She's come close a couple of times to getting that steal. Here's Anderson driving, stops at about the foul line and got ripped.
There's the other junior with a nice steal.
Feta pushing, nice dish to Musial, and she finishes this time.
Well, the turnovers continue to be forced here for Notre Dame. Once again, how they win games. Forced turnovers do not let you get comfortable with any shot you're going to take.
Here's Dugenski, Musial watching her. They go into Hafman. bounces it to Anderson, and now they're going to reset. Hafeman had good positioning underneath. There's a foul, count it.
That's another moment. A little bit of a jump there from Barrington, and I'm sure there's going to be a coaching moment here, but jumped up a little bit in the air, draws the contact. She picks up her first foul, but Letstein knocks down the N1.
That's the second time she's gotten inside. She's now up to 7 points, and she's off to a good start in this second half. Gresh, a laser pass into Barrington, couldn't get the layup to fall. Now the ball's ripped, taken by Barrington. Can't finish that one. Fighting for it. Now they've got a scrum on the floor. Ball's tipped around and a travel.
Yeah, that one's gonna get caught almost every time. Borowski stood up with the ball. And there's gonna be a discussion here.
They're debating whether or not DePere called a timeout, and they're gonna give it to him.
That is going to be the call. Full timeout here from Coach Boileau.
So we'll take a timeout with the action. Just underway in the second half. You're listening to Notre Dame basketball on the Triton Sports Network here on YouTube. All right, we're back from timeout. Players are just returning onto the floor. So what happened in that last possession, there was a scrum on the floor fighting for a loose ball. Barrington was in the mix for Notre Dame, and they granted DePere their timeout. DePere throws it right to Gresh. And here's Whitehouse, who tees it up for three and knocks it down.
Everyone on this Notre Dame roster up and down. They do a good job of knocking down their threes.
Pass was tipped by Musial out of bounds. And I've been here for a shorter, obviously, amount of time than you have watching this girls' team. But this might be one of the better, I would say, three-point shooting performances that I've seen so far out of them this year.
Now, we've seen it historically. Whitehouse can knock down the three. Feda had a masterful performance in the state championship last year.
Yep.
Musial can shoot the three. Gresh can shoot the three. But when you see all of them put together like this from deep, it's going to be tough to stop.
Musial got inside. Nice pass out of the post from Gresh. And yeah, to your point, usually in these games, it's kind of like a your turn, my turn type thing. They've all really been able to put it together, and that's got to be a welcome sight for any Triton. And the ball is tipped around several times, and it'll stay with DePere.
Yeah, looked like the last touch was off of the noggin of Feda. Goes out of bounds in front of the scorers table.
Substitution for DePere. Abby Tassel will come in. She's been handling a lot of the point guard duties as well as Anderson for this DePere squad. Here's Hafeman working on Gresh inside. They swat at it and steal it. Feda, impressive job to keep the dribble alive. Now she'll go coast to coast, spins it up, can't get it to go.
Yeah, she gets that look every single time. That one just a little bit too sped up. But still a nice look on a coast-to-coast drive from Trista Feda.
Tassel and Gresh, that is a significant height mismatch in favor of the Tritons there. Now Musial will switch on to her. They get it into Hafman down low. She's been able to spin off of the defense a couple of times. Gets that one to go. She's up to 8 points. Musial's going to tee one up from deep three-point range. No good. Pere will come the other way with it. Feta just stood there, took the ball right away in a little room service, to quote Mark Jones.
There's just no better way to defend that one. She just stood there, and there's another one.
Nearly came up with that one and ends up in the hands of Anderson. And now Tassel's gonna try to do something with him. Musial does a good job staying in front of her. Once again, they go into Hafman, trying to bully her way against Gresh, puts it up, and a foul.
Foul's going to go against Gresh, her second and the team's second.
And shooting 2 is Sophie Hafman.
First free throw is good. She's been their go-to offensively, run a lot of things through her Kaya Waldrop, who had an outstanding first half. We'll check in for Whitehouse. A little bit longer free throw routine than maybe accustomed to, but Hafman can't get that one to go. Gresh will run the point, or at least bring it up the floor. Now it gets into Feta's hands. Wall drop inside, working on Hafman with the bounce pass to Musial. Another easy finish for the young sophomore.
Musial with the basket, Waldrop with the assist.
Feta didn't like the call there. It's going to be a foul against her. Going for that steal.
It's her second.
Notre Dame foul. Trista Feta, that's her first.
Tassel working with a double team in her face. Finds Anderson. Two of them will play catch. Here's a three-pointer. A little bit strong, and Gresh with another rebound. There's the outlet. Good catch by Barrington. And now they'll set things up.
Waldrop's been posting up on these last couple of trips down the floor. Notre Dame in no rush.
Feta with a deep three. Couldn't quite get that one. Rebound is taken by Wetstein, and she will be fouled.
Gresh and Barrington, tight defense on that one, but that's going to be a foul against Gresh most of the time.
That'll be her third foul, and that will lead to a substitution, although it is not Gracie Gresh. Hannah Greisen will come in for Peyton Musial. Greisen's made a lot of hustle plays so far in this game. She had a really strong first half defensively, as Tassel will weave through the defense and had it knocked out of bounds by Barrington.
Again, heads up play. To beat Notre Dame, you got to keep your feet moving, and it looked like on that one, Tassel just stood there and Barrington was able to catch up from behind and knock it out of bounds.
Tassel will work on Barrington once again. Here's Anderson working on Greisen. Another height mismatch a little bit. Hafman was a little shaken up.
Not giving up on the play.
You got to respect the effort that she's playing with. She's trying to bully her way against Waldrop, could not.
There's going to be a substitution here. The next dead ball.
There's a spin move by Feta, kicks it out. Barrington, they'll swing it to Gresh. That's for three. Couldn't get it. Hafman with another rebound. She is obviously playing with a little bit of discomfort. She walks with a significant limp up the floor. Ball's knocked away and stolen by Gresh. 2-on-1 here. Barrington will get the finish.
Give Haveman credit. She is sticking it through. No timeout yet. But I'm sure we'll see her get a break here shortly.
De Pere only has 2 timeouts left in this game. And that's a 10-second call. Couldn't get it across the timeline. Substitutions for both sides. Paige DeMolin will come in for Notre Dame. Addie Chapman and Annika Duginski will come in for De Pere.
And for Notre Dame, number 4, Paige DeMolin.
Approaching the 10-minute mark here in the second half. Notre Dame, there's an and one.
Wall drop again.
Bastions rule good by Kyle Waldrop. She'll attempt to complete the 3-point play.
So she'll head to the free throw line. Fouls on Chapman, and that's her second. Wall drop will not get the fortunate bounce, and the rebound is controlled by Tassel. It ends a bit of some trouble, and she'll throw it off of the shoe of Paige DeMolin. She's facing a double team there. Still be De Pere ball, as Joey mentioned, coming up on the 10-minute mark. In the second half, Tritons and Redbirds from the Schneider Triton Center.
Tritons are up by 30, so running clock could be in effect shortly.
Tassel and DeMolin. Here's Wettstein looking for an opening, couldn't find one. Here's Duginski, who just checked back in. Now she's gonna try to do some with it. Couldn't find an opening in this Notre Dame defense, which has been as solid as a wall on this trip down the floor. Some good defense here from Gresh on Wettstein. They go into Wettstein in the post. They like to get it to the post, but there's another takeaway. Feda off and running. Goes up. Couldn't finish. Gets her own rebound and is hammered. It's going to be on Kaylee Anderson. And that's going to send Feda to the free throw line. Feda with 15 points in this game. Pretty good foul shooter, as she showed right there. The junior point guard and Illinois State commit with another great outing. She's now up to 17 on the evening, just about her average. It's actually about her conference average. Average is about 17 points in conference play. So right on par with the rest of those conference games that the Tritons have played so far. And another jump ball. It's going to be Triton basketball.
Tritons lead by 32. A number to keep an eye on.
Running clock should be in effect in a matter of minutes if they can keep it up. Here's Gresh inside the layup, no good. And a strong rebound was controlled by Wettstein, and she is fouled.
That's going to be the fourth on Gracie, so we'll see how Coach Rohde handles this. I think she's going to let her play it out.
Number 22, Egan Borowski, and Sophie Hafman just checked in for De Pere. Anderson gets a running start. Kicks it to the corner. Here's Hafman up top. Bit short on that one. It's good to see Hafman back out there. She was playing with a little something earlier in this game. There's Gresh. There's the finish. And that should put her at number 5 all time in Notre Dame girls history. So congratulations to Gracie Gresh.
Well, she already passed assistant coach Eliza Campbell, but she passed former teammate Sarah Hardwick, and then Casey Gerchak, the current St. Norbert Green Knight.
There's a steal. Feda's had her hands on a lot of them. Left-handed pass to DeMullen, had it blocked. Tried to go with the scoop shot that time. Another jump ball. This time it'll go for DePere.
Returning from Notre Dame, number 11, Sydney Whitehouse, and number 20, Kate Musial.
Gresh and Feda will check out. Whitehouse and Musial back in, and a nice ovation there for Gresh as she checks out. Triton staying with this press look. We're at the 7:45 mark in the second half. Here's Dugenski working on wall drop. Gets it over to Anderson, fumbled it for a second. Some good defense from DeMullen. Chapman has it. Once again, looking to get it to Hafman in the post. That's a tall pass, a nice catch by Anderson. She's had to do that a couple of times in this game. She's obviously got some good hands. Having to reel in some of these passes. Spins around a few times on Whitehouse, and DePere is able to save it, and now Coach Boiler's telling them to calm down. It's a little bit wild offensive possession. It's been a long one, looking to get something on this trip as we're now under 7 minutes. Triton crowd wanted to travel on Borowski. They get it into Hafman. Working on Grayson, goes up and is fouled.
Grayson finished straight up, but as Hafman was going up, she was arched a little bit over. She'll get called with a shooting foul.
Sophie Hafman is the shooter, and she will shoot too.
Hafman will be at the free throw line. She's at 9 points right now. And that's going to put her in double digits. Averages about 11 points per game. But in conference play, she's up that scoring a bit. She's up to about 14. So just hit the 10-point mark. Second free throw is going to bounce out. Wall drop with another rebound. And here comes Whitehouse pushing it up the floor. Usual little show, slipped up, and a foul.
And we'll go against Kaylee Anderson.
Team foul number 4.
Third foul on her. Quick pass into Grayson, and she's fouled immediately.
Just go to the line. Chance to get her first points of the night.
She's done just about everything in this game except score. Lots of good hustle plays defensively, rebounds. And now she's in the scorers column. Second free throw from Grayson, a little bit strong. Rebounds tipped, saved by wall drop. She goes diving into the stands. Luckily, no one was sitting there. And another foul on DePere. It's going to be on number 10, Allison Wetstein. And that is her fourth. So definitely something to watch there, with Wetstein having 4 fouls. They go quickly again into Whitehouse. Nice pass from Usual. And she's up to 9 points now, and the score reads 61-25. As we come up on the 6-minute mark, Hafman inside. Bounces off, rebound wall drop. That's a tough rebound inside. Whitehouse looking to push into Grayson. That was a Sue Bird level pass in between two defenders there. Waldrop is now up to 8 points. Musial almost came up with the steal. So we approach the 5.5-minute mark in regulation. Tritons have been in control in this one in the second half. That's an air ball thrown up by Borowski, and Musial comes down the floor, gets inside, goes up with the left, couldn't spin it home. Waldrop, what else is new? Another rebound, and she is crushed on her way back up. She'll have another shot at the free throw line.
The Pere foul.
Foul's going to go against Borowski.
And that is her first 17 fouls. Shooting 2 is Kyle Walbert.
First free throw is good. Waldrop a chance to get in double figures here. And that might be the announcer's jinx there. There's a rebound by Greisen. They go into Waldrop, and she'll head right back to the free throw line. Wasn't satisfied with that first trip, so she'll get another crack at it.
Borowski, 18 foul.
That's on Borowski.
Kyle Walbert shoots 2.
First free throw from Waldrop is good. That'll put her in double figures. Second free throw is good, so a 2-for-2 trip from the line that time. And a timeout called by Pere.
It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside. 66-25, 5:09 to go. The waning minutes of this one on the way next.
Back from timeout, 5:09 left in regulation, and it looks like we have some substitutions, some younger Tritons on the floor right now. Morgan Goki, Paige DeMolin just checked in.
Destiny Webster, I believe, is the other.
As well as Webster, you're right. Here's Hafman inside, gets a good look, couldn't finish with the left, and Waldrop in with this young squad, but another good rebound. Here's Webster. I know they're high on her.
Have to wonder if Waldrop, I was wrong on our last broadcast when we thought, wow, a team had a double-double. He did not. He was 1 rebound short, but she might have one tonight, does Kyle Waldrop.
She's got to be darn close. She has done a lot of excellent work on the glass. She wants it against Hafman in the post there. Didn't get it. Webster's going to tee it up for 3. And
the entire bench stood up for that one. They were excited for that one. That one is unfortunate.
That, I believe, qualifies as a wedgie.
Yes, it does.
Looks like
So the first one that I have seen while I've been sitting up here. And now there is a stoppage in play because someone's got to get the ball.
Oh, here comes HB. Harry Boyce of Team 1848. Well, let's see.
This should be good. Sure
yeah,
did.
There you go. Harry Boyce, AAU coach to many Triton boys over the years with Team 1848. Former Green Bay East Red Devil, former pro. One of the better basketball minds in the Green Bay area.
Very smart guy, no doubt about it. That shot was blocked by a wall drop as Borowski tried to get something to go, and it's going to be Notre Dame ball. Didn't quite see if that maybe hit someone's foot, but
last touched off the hand of Borowski, just a fluke touch.
Tough break if you're De Pere, as we are now at the 3:45 mark in regulation. Waldrop's got it up top. Webster inside. To Waldrop, finds a cutting Musial. That is showtime at its finest. Beautiful cut from Peyton Musial. And a great pass from Kyle Waldrop. Gets the score up to 68 for Notre Dame. De Pere looking for something. Hafman inside again, and she is fouled by Waldrop.
We are in running clock, so last 3 minutes should roll past.
The first 17 fouls.
Starting to tick away pretty quick. There's going to be some substitutions at the next timeout. Looks like Coach Boiler's going to empty the bench. Maddie Kohansky, Addie Chapman, and Kiara Washington come in for De Pere, and for Notre Dame, Kendall Ronsman just checked in, number 3. Second free throw is good. And a sub for the shooter. Elena Tripp just came in for Sophie Hafman. And a question for De Pere, maybe. Hafman was able to come back in this game, but maybe a rolled ankle, something to maybe just keep a watchful eye on in practice this week. Ronsman's pass was deflected. Webster on the ground, fighting for it. It'll be another jump ball in favor of the Tritons. And now number 23, Sienna Arndt, is going to come in for them. Notre Dame ball underneath. I couldn't tell you how much this Notre Dame unit that's on the floor has played together. Waldrop almost got it to spin home. Running clock still in effect. We're under 1:15 in the second half. Waldrop's going to get another shot at the free throw line. She's been busy from the free throw line in this second half. First one is good.
Under a minute now with running clock.
That one rims out. Rebound by Tripp, who just checked in at that last timeout. Here comes Arndt. They fake it, now go inside. And that layup is good for Chapman.
Basket by Annie Chapman.
DeMullen's got it. We're now under 30 seconds in this game. Webster for 3, and a little
redemption for the wedgie before, but that one dropped with ease. 72-28.
A little whipped cream on top, if you will. That ball is knocked away. DeMullen fighting for it. Here comes Webster on the ground. And that, of all ways, in a fitting way, if you think about this game, is going to take us to the end as the clock will hit 0.
Final score 72-78. Notre Dame De Pere split the doubleheader. De Pere takes the boys. Notre Dame takes the girls matchup. We will be back at you with a few games still to go. I believe there's another home game this week for the girls.
Be on Thursday. I'll be on the call for that one.
And that'll just about wrap it up for our coverage this evening from the Triton Center. For Principal Andrea Hurden, Associate Principal Greg Masaryk, President Dr. Tom Kiley, Athletic Director Matthew Koenig, Dom D'Angelo, and for Notre Dame boys basketball, Notre Dame girls basketball,